it's not necessarily harder to list homes and sell homes than it is to work on the buyer side. The buyer side can be very gruesome, and it's a lot of showings, it's a lot of work. But in my opinion, the best agents know how to do both sides very well. So you've got to understand both sides. To be a good listing agent, you need to have a great understanding of what it's like working with buyers, getting them under contract, what it takes for that buyer to actually qualify for a loan, what it takes for them to actually be able to afford to buy the seller's house.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, by the way, that you made.
So many people
if you don't know the buy side, you're going to make mistakes as a listing agent. Your marketing won't be as good because you don't understand your target audience. Your target audience isn't listing agents, it's buyers. And if you don't know buyers, you don't know how to market to them. Chris, dude, so known each other a few years, and one of the things I love to quote about you is that you make a lot of money playing kickball. Some people think you're a pro kickball player, and I have to explain that's not quite.
I'm a professional kickball player.
That's right. Real estate is your side hustle.
Real estate is the side hustle. That's it. That's what people don't realize. It's you can live your daily life and do the things you want to do, and make real estate your side hustle if you're good enough at living the life that you want to live. Yep,
exactly. So, for those who don't understand, real estate is Chris's main job. He is not a professional kickball player, but Chris, bringing up this context, why you're here today is you do make a lot of money from real estate through kickball.
And the rest of my life too.
Yes, we will get into we'll do separate segments where we break down poker night, bonfires, pool parties. I mean, yeah. So let's talk about kickball. Okay, so you verify for me. You do in fact make money in real estate from your activities of playing kickball.
That is correct. 100% factual. So this is the way I look at real estate in general. So people are going to work with who they know, like, and trust, right? And as long as you can stay in front of them, they know that you're an agent. You can continually follow up with them, and you have something structured. So when I play kickball every Thursday, I have something structured where I'm in front of them every Thursday. It's scheduled. I have time that I'm spending time with them in the dugout. We're hanging out. We're talking. We're talking before the game. We're talking after the game. And then we go to the league bar after the game. And then we're hanging out, and conversations continue there. And you get to know everybody. Different teammates will come in. You'll play with some people. Some people will leave, no longer play. New people come in every season. And there's kind of that back and forth with where it's not just the same people every time. And then there's even opportunities to make friends with other people on other teams where you're getting to know different people. And that's one of the nice things about the league bar that we hang out at after, is it does kind of allow some intermingling of different teams. So I'm just around more people on a regular basis.
So we're gonna really break this down, because I can't stand all the videos out there that are always like surface level. Hey, I do lots of things. Great. What do you do? Lots of things. It's like, okay, so first let me start with roughly how many deals would you say that kickball directly helps you to acquire or you get from kickball? You've talked about it before because you teach a great class on connecting with strangers. So roughly how many deals just from kickball would you say a year you get?
5 or 6.
Dang, just from playing kickball on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so
somewhere in that range. I mean, some years are lower, and then some years it's like everybody pops off at the same time.
Yeah.
And I also include that from a referral basis as well, because those teammates, right? I'm getting, hey, my coworker,
that's
whatever, right. And I get all of those. So I'm counting that as well, because I'm in front of that audience that I've served as a client. I'm still in front of them on a regular basis, and then they still continue to refer me. But if I was out of sight, out of mind, it probably wouldn't happen here as often.
So let's do the math on this, because this is fun for me. I enjoy doing this. I did this with someone about open houses the other day too. All right. So how many hours total a week do you invest in kickball? Meaning you're talking before the game, you're playing the game, and the bar after. Well, how many hours would you say that is?
3 hours a week.
3 hours a week. Okay. And then is this every Thursday? Is it all year round?
It's 3 seasons. So I play spring, summer, and fall league, and there's usually 8 games per season. So you're talking about 8 weeks. So 24 weeks.
24 weeks of the year. Okay. All right.
Roughly.
So that's 72 hours roughly a year. Okay. Awesome. I love this. We're going somewhere with this.
On vacation, right? So
you said about six deals. Let's
be a little bit more conservative and say 5.
5 deals. Okay. So 5 deals. This is what I'm curious about. Okay. I think you know where I'm going with this. 5 deals. And let's say, what would you think a good average commission would be? Again, be conservative. I want people to feel like we're not overselling it. Let's undersell this.
So mid in my market's about 4.25. So let's even go under that, and let's say 375. So we'll do 375, and then let's shoot low on that side of things too. So let's go 375,000 times 0.025, 93.75 per transaction.
90. Well, let's see if you can just round down. So 9,000.
Okay.
$9. No.
$9.
Woo! Okay, so 9,000. All right.
Bought a pop and a bag of popcorn at the.
So that's $45K a year then, with a bunch of conservative numbers. We went under on the amount of deals. We went under on the average price, and then we went under on the commission too, right? Isn't that what you did?
You got it.
Okay. So for everybody listening, right? An extra $45,000 a year for 72 hours a year. Now let's break that down one more time. That means that when you do your kickball activities, you are making $625 an hour.
I'm a professional kickball player.
What? You probably make more than professional kickball players playing kickball. So this is why I love talking about this stuff, because someone might listen to this and go, "Oh, kickball, I'm not seeing any deals, man." And if you really think about it for a second, you're like, "Oh yeah, well, it's only 5 deals a year. It's not worth it." And then you break down the math.
You also have to break down how long I've been playing as well, though. So I've pretty much been playing since the league started. So I'm 8 years in almost.
Dang. So that investment follow-up, guys, for those who are not listening, what he basically just said is I have been following up with people every Thursday.
I've been an agent for 5 years, and I'm about 7-8 years into kickball. So I was playing before I was an agent. So all of them saw me get my license, work my way up.
I love this.
Before I've gotten to know people.
Okay, so now we've broken down that it's absolutely worth it has the monetary reward. The monetary reward is there, hands down. Find somewhere else in your life, everybody listening, where you will get paid $625 an hour. Tell me. I would love to know. There are doctors who are phenomenal at their job who don't even make that. So I want to know. There's lawyers even who are not making $625 an hour, okay? So this is amazing. I need my wife
to watch this because I keep telling her, and she's like, "You're just playing kickball." I'm like, I keep telling her, I'm going to make her watch this video.
You should. This is important because if you didn't have the results, she'd be right. And people, they do the same thing about content, by the way, right? Like someone's like, "Oh, Robert, you're making this long form video. Oh, and only 100 views were on it, right? Like some of the videos that do for Epique, only 100 views." And I'm like, but that led to me recruiting 2 people. It's not about how many views. It's not about how popular. It's whether I am reaching the audience that I want to reach.
So if you got 100 views and you got a 1 to 2% conversion ratio, that's fantastic. Exactly. That's great numbers in the real estate industry. That's what people don't realize. It's
exactly.
Like you're looking for those metrics, right? So for me, I look at it, I'm like, all right, so I've got, anywhere, usually about 20 to 25 people on the team. And there's nowhere near that many showing up every game.
Of course.
It's usually, you got like 15, you got like 15 that show up.
Yeah.
Each game. And there's always somebody out for something, especially in the summer season. There's always somebody
So there's
out.
15 people there. Let's talk about what you do. Okay. So you show up. Are you branded in all Chris Rain's real estate marketing gear, or you just regular you?
It's regular me wearing the kickball shirt, usually have a backwards camo hat on, some sunglasses, and I'm just hanging out, just being me, Like there's nothing special, nothing fancy. I don't even usually.
So just you wear some regular kickball clothing, basically.
I
So
got
you're
cleats
not
on.
over branding there. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So do you show up early, and if so, how early?
I'm usually there early. Number one, I get there early enough to where I can check my phone, get back to any texts, get back to any emails before I get out of my truck, right? So I get there early. I'm getting back, doing all the things I need to do.
Okay, I love
and
it.
then grabbing my stuff, going over. And then there's usually a couple people, maybe a couple people already there hanging out. Stand there, talk to them, ask them how their day went.
So about what, 30 minutes, 45 minutes early?
You could be 15, 20 minutes early and you're good.
Okay, all right.
Right? Like for actually walking over to the dugout. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay.
For hanging out with everybody. And then as people start to show up, hey, you give them a fist bump. What's up, man? How you been? And I'm just hanging out. Like it's nothing different than I really would have done anyways for 8 years ago whenever I started playing. I did the same thing. I'm there hanging out. What's up, man? And I'm just talking to people, being friendly. And I haven't changed anything that I really do as a person because I'm still the same person that I was.
Right.
Now I just have a business that provides a service.
So how do they know? How do the people, so if you're not branded and you're just being just casual conversation, are you listening for opportunities to mention or offer?
Yeah, so of course. So let's kind of go back to the start here. So whenever the team is getting set up each season, everybody's like, hey, there's a group text going. So everybody says, hey, send your contact card or whatever. So of course, my contact card is Chris Raines with Epique Realty. And I've got all my stuff in there. I've got, top 1% agents. I've got my email.
Okay. So it's like a little resume basically that you put in there.
I've got my resume as a contact card. They've got my birthday as well, right? I want my birthday showing up. That way they call and tell me happy birthday.
That's smart.
They'll call me, right? So I want all of that stuff. I want them to know when my birthday is. I want them to have that extra little Google notification going up. It's simple, but it's an extra reminder that I'm here, right?
Yeah.
Once a year.
No, I'm with you. That's smart.
Right. So from there, usually whenever I drop my contact card in, there's several people that have used me on the team, and then they might make a joke, about something. Oh yeah, Chris is a great real estate agent or something. Who knows what they might say. So somebody will chime in about something, and then I usually try really hard to make sure and follow everyone or be friends with everyone on Facebook.
Okay. So you get the in-person time. They have the contact card in their phone and they know who you are and what you do right then and there. But then if you can go and get them on social media, especially Facebook, because that's where you're very active in, then you're able to turn around and kind of have the other messaging because real estate is on your Facebook. You are posting about real estate and closings and stories that you're doing to serve people. I see. Okay. I like this.
So from there, they're going to get my content 2 to 3 times a day. So if they're on Facebook at all, they're going to consume the fact that I'm a real estate agent. So I don't even have to remind them when I get to the game. So as they come up, we start talking. I'm asking how their day is. For the most part, when you're asking somebody how their day is, what's going on in their life, they're going to be absolutely insane if you ask them 2, 3, 4, 5 questions and they don't turn around and start asking you questions.
Yeah.
So rather than just like plastering how my day was on them, I wait for the conversation to actually get to a turning point.
You have a real conversation, in other words.
They start to become interested in me at that point. And, oh, hey, man, how's business going? How's the market currently? And then I'm able to give them.
So you don't just sales dump on them like
absolutely not. No,
like all the old school realtors, if that's you. But man, every old school realtor that I met, they were like, tell everyone you're a real estate agent. Now I thought they meant like in a very organic, natural way. But then I shadowed a couple of them and they would straight up like go to people and be like, hey, I'm a real estate agent. I had one time I was walking my dog when I first moved to Tennessee, and I just got my real estate license, and I'm walking my dog, and a lady pulls up, perm and all, rolls down the window, stretches out her business card, and says she's a real estate agent. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong, but dude, I was like reaching for my gun, like.
Yeah.
Like what
This
the
parent lady is about to try to snatch me.
or the
You know?
dog? I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
man. You're not that good looking. I don't think that perm lady is trying to get you.
It's the dog then. It was the dog.
Oh, for sure.
Golden retriever. Come on now. So okay,
Yeah,
so I love this. I love this. So you're just being you. If there's an awesome opportunity, but really you're just investing in the relationship. You're having fun at kickball. You're asking them about their day, and if the opportunity arises where they ask about you or your life or
yeah,
business or something, you'll naturally mention it. No different than if they asked, how's your wife or how's your kids? You wouldn't be
you got
shy, but you also wouldn't be weird and be like, oh, yeah, well, here's the bullet list of everything that my kids are doing. And no, you just be like, oh, the kids are good. Yeah, here's a couple things that recently happened. It's interesting or fun or silly, you
We
know?
just started gymnastics. We just, this is what kids got going on.
I love it.
Ryder's a little boy. He's 6 months old. He's starting to crawl finally. Like little things like that. Just throwing things out there of what's actually going on in my life and being a real person.
Okay, so then you obviously win every kickball match because you're Chris Raines, a professional kickball player.
So don't win every game. However, I am the leadoff kicker of every game. So from that perspective, I do have a good kick, which does help me to be a professional kickball player. And I am actually, even though I got a dad bod, I am rather fast.
Okay, well, I want to see this now.
Yeah, I am
I'm
rather
curious.
fast, but also squirrely when I need to be. So from an agility perspective, like I'm usually the guy they're throwing it to first to try to throw me out, and I round first and just take off to second and just keep going and usually make it. But and the ball's like right there, and I just keep going because I'm fast enough and squirrely enough, and then they mess up. And I do the same thing, if I'm on first and somebody kicks it and they're trying to throw out first, and then that runner gets to first, I'm rounding second, headed to third. They're trying to throw me out. I get that person that just kicked to second because I get over to third.
Yeah.
And it just
so you invest in it. You're not there. You're not there being dead weight, which I think is not to say that someone can't show up and have fun. They don't have to be great, but you put in effort so that other people have a positive perception of your presence there versus a negative one.
I'm playing to win.
I like that. So it genuinely is something you enjoy doing and investing in.
Yeah. So that competitive nature, though, in me that also shows at kickball, like they're going to see how hard I'm working to try to make sure that we win. And then from that side of things, that's going to immediately translate into how I'm going to take care of them.
Yeah.
Right. There's a direct correlation.
I like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a competitive nature. So we're in a competitive field. So like, there's no way that they don't see that.
Okay.
And make that comparison, even if it's an undertone. Like it's not like I'm coming out and telling them that. They may not even realize that, but they're comfortable with me. They know my competitive nature, and it just it
makes sense. So after the match, again, you have those casual conversations, blah, 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 probably talking more about the match, seeing who's going to go and hang out at the bar. So you go to the bar. And do you just kind of do the same thing with the other teams and stuff? You said it's a great opportunity for you to mingle.
Yeah, so same thing. You kind of mingle. A lot of times you're kind of mingling with your own team for the most part, and you're kind of standing around.
Which in real estate, that's fine. Like, it's still follow-up, but
you're just hanging out. And I mean, half the time, like I might get one drink, and I might just go over to the water jug and grab some water, and I'm hanging out, grab a hot dog from the vending thing. It's not that I'm even there. Like I'm not there getting sloshed. Right? It's a Thursday.
Agents, night. I know that the social media posts tell you to be drunk every day.
Yeah.
But please don't. Please don't. It's not good in general, but it's really, really bad perception of your business.
Also really hard to remember conversations if you've been drinking.
Yeah, that's also a good point. Hey, remember you were supposed to come over and check out my house? Huh? What house?
No, yeah. Did we talk about that? So basically, I played the 20 questions game though as we're hanging out, and any new person that's there, I try to get to know them and try to ask them questions, what they're doing for a living, all that stuff. And then, I had one that he's an electrician, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm an electrician. Also run a handyman business. I do some repairs and some different stuff. I do punch out lists. I'm like, oh, I'm actually a real estate agent. Can I get your contact info in case I need a punch out? He said, oh, you're a real estate agent? I actually just applied for a loan yesterday so I can buy a house. And it's that simple.
So you led into value with him. Hey, here's your business in a way I might be able to help your business. And in response, it can open up opportunity.
You got it, man. I wasn't asking him for his number. That way I could,
I will say that's something that watching you over these years, that is something that you do that a lot of agents lie about and you don't.
Yeah.
Is they ask for people's contact information and their business information and they go, oh yeah, I'm totally going to support you. And it's a flat out lie. I have watched you though work very hard to connect people with business, support their businesses.
Those same people that are lying though, they're also not working their own business, to be fair. So how are they going to support somebody else's if they're not working their own?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the real caveat there. It's are they lying or are they just floundering in general?
Yeah.
Probably more of a floundering than a
That's
than
true.
a
True. Maybe
they probably have great intentions.
They have the intention to do it, but
but
they already suck at their own business.
They make calls and do all the things for the follow up for their own business, but they're just not doing it.
Yeah, I will give you that. Yeah, you are disciplined. You put in the work in your business. So when you say you'll put in the work for someone else's, it actually there's a track record to prove it. Okay, so outside of kickball now, so is there? We know you've got them on social media, and we're going to get into that in a second. But is there, aside from social media, is there any other ways that you're typically like following up or staying in front of these people?
I'm gonna be very honest, man. So I tried the weekly emails for a little bit. I even tried monthly emails for a little bit. Wasn't really loving it. I would get questions from past clients, and they're like, "What the heck? What the heck is this?" And it like just really wasn't going super well.
Yeah.
Right. So I looked at it, and I kind of decided for my own take, I don't love getting random BS emails either. Like, why would my clients want random BS emails? So whenever I started real estate, I very quickly understood what do people want to see and where are they going to be at. They're already going to be at social media, so I'll meet them where they're going to be at, where they want to consume content. Most people don't want their email floundered with just a bunch of spam emails. Like they don't want just email after email every single week of junk, right?
Yeah.
So from that side of things, when I get a buyer client, I'm going to email them, but it's going to be what they want to see. And all they want to see is homes.
Okay.
And as I leverage that, so if I can get a buyer client, they're immediately going to go on an auto search. What that auto search is going to say, it's going to say home search update for John Smith from Chris Rains, right? My name is going to be on the top of that email header to where they know that email is coming from me. And they're going to see my name over and over and over again on every single home search that they get. Where it's drilled in there.
So it sounds like for you, your follow-up is two pieces. There's an organic piece where you're like, listen, I'm here to play kickball. And through kickball, I'm going to build relationships, trust, have a very organic, natural way of sharing my life by learning about their life. So that's like and it's consistent, right? You said you do that for 24 weeks. So that's, for everybody listening, that's a 24-week follow-up plan that Chris is on, which is phenomenal, just so you know, because most of you are not even following up 3 times in a year, and he's following up 24 times just from kickball alone, and I know you've got other stuff. Then you have your passive side, which is your social media, meaning you're not directly saying, here's real estate in your face, but rather you know it's going to be in their feed. You know they're going to kind of see it. So let's talk about that. What kind of content do you post on your social media to show real estate or build that kind of passive follow-up with those clients?
Absolutely. So whenever I first started selling real estate, I was posting and making all of my content myself. I was posting funny memes. I was just doing whatever I could, trying to post 2-3 times a day and trying to stay super consistent with it. And what I found was it was hard. I had a full-time job, but I was still posting. I'd get up super early. I'd make content. I'd make batch content. I'm going to sit down here and make as many posts as I can, try to get it all scheduled out, have a plan, try to follow it. Found that was really, really difficult to stick to, right? It's just difficult. even once I was a full-time agent, it was still difficult to stick to because something comes up, somebody needs a showing, I got a closing, I got this, and to sit down at my computer, type something all out, get it all going was tough. So I hired a virtual assistant and came up with a Monday through Friday daily plan. So, and if anybody needs a virtual assistant, we'd love to talk to you about that. So, but
it's life changing. Honestly, like quick side note for anybody listening, seriously, talk to Chris about this. I use a VA as well, and just leveraging, you're getting an extra 40 hours a week for them to help scale, grow, offset your business.
I went from having one full-time VA hire that I was skeptical about to even start.
Yep, you were, and I tried for so long to get you to do it.
To having 3 full-time VAs doing a series of different stuff. So
I love it.
And I've got a lot of things in the background, different social media things running that not everybody has, but
yeah,
pretty much everybody could use one full-time VA.
Agreed. 100%.
Right? Anybody can use one, and you can leverage them for your personal life stuff too. Like there's so many different ways to leverage one. But regardless, I gave her a calendar. So I gave her a calendar of Monday through Friday posting. Like, look, this is what I want.
Okay.
So not only is this what I want it to all be scripted, and I want it to be an editable Canva template to where all of my agents that I bring in can leverage all of my templates.
Sharing the love.
Right? So it's that I've built something. I want everybody else to have access to it. Right? So from there, on Mondays, we do a motivational post of some sort. Right? People love some motivational Monday.
Yep.
On Tuesdays, we do it's kind of a this or that. So it's like, would you prefer white cabinets, brown cabinets, or some other bright color, dark color, green, whatever.
Okay.
Do you prefer
so like a real estate personal opinion?
Real estate opinion type question.
Okay.
Correct. So we're doing a this or that type question. On Wednesdays, we do a What's Happening Wednesday where we highlight some type of event that's happening in Tennessee. On Thursday,
Tennessee overall or your local area where you serve?
Nope, Tennessee overall. So try to find some kind of cool event. Because I don't care, because I'm licensed for the entire state of Tennessee. I look at my license as I can sell anywhere in the state.
Yeah, a master referral pass.
Even if I'm not there,
Yeah.
correct. Even if I'm not there, I have agents that can partner with me and would love to take on a deal as a referral.
Dude, I'm bringing on that for referrals. One of the new podcasts I'm doing, I think it's next week, is I'm bringing on Christy Harris to talk about how she has done 100 deals from agent to agent referrals.
Love it.
Right. So I agree with you, man. Like, I love that mindset. Agents are so focused on like themselves that they forget that there's a whole huge industry of business and relationships. All right. So you do.
So it's called a state license, right? I've got a license to print money, right? That's the way I look at it. It's a license to print money from there. If you do the work, it's a license to print money because you can get a referral in any state, any country. It doesn't really matter. If there's an agent willing to pay you a referral fee and help service that client and you can get them that client information and a deal comes from that, you can make a living just off that alone if you do the work and you get enough people and you have enough conversations. So from there, it's a state license. Yeah, sure. I can't actually close the deal myself, but I can find a partner that's willing
Absolutely. And they'll be happy. Most will be happy to have you do the legwork because getting someone to that point of ready to look, ready to sell or buy is a huge heavy lifting. Sometimes it takes years. Really? So, okay. So you use your license for the state of Tennessee. So you do Tennessee events, correct. State Tennessee events.
Right. So Wednesday, the What's Happening Wednesday. Thursday, we do an infographic about a different city every week.
Okay.
So all of the different cities throughout Tennessee. So it's an informational graphic. It covers population in the area. It covers like some of the top employers. It covers rent cost, median housing pricing, like it's several different things. And it's usually a couple different graphics paired together. So there might be 2, 3, 4 graphics depending on how large the territory is. And my VA does a really good job at making those look good.
Yeah.
Right. So
I've seen them. They do look great.
And photos and stuff. They look good.
Yeah.
So from there, I'm covering the entire state though with those, trying to give people different info. On those, I also leverage those in my Tennessee statewide home buying groups where I'm trying to get people that are coming too. So it's not just my audience. I'm leveraging them in multiple places.
That's smart. Make the most of the effort that you put in.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm leveraging it as many places as I can.
All right.
And then on
Friday.
Friday, it's Fun Fact Friday. So it's just a fun fact about Tennessee. Like, did you know there's over 9,500 caves in Tennessee? Right? There's just different things that people don't know and don't realize. So also that translates really well into the other groups where people are looking to move here, and they're just starting to slowly pick up extra facts. So
You
I'm
know what's so
not just
funny
the
is
guy
you.
that says, buy a house, 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 buy a house. So many people just listed, just sold, please buy a house with me. And that's
This
all
is
they
what
ever
cracks
do.
me up, by the way. Okay, so you said you tried a newsletter and it didn't work, and I believe you. By the way, I 100% believe you. I'll still never forget when I was sent some postcards on your behalf to some of your clients to test it out, and and it was all healthy stuff, and your clients are straight up send me deep
Dude,
fried Twinkies or nothing.
yeah. That literally he sent out something that was for some kind of vegan freaking donut.
That's exactly what
Like
it was.
I was like, dude, nobody knows what a vegan donut is. And my clients are expecting deep fried Twinkies wrapped in bacon or
You
something.
showed me the text message too of
Yeah.
your client
More
like,
than one.
what is this?
More than one client, like, dude, like what the heck is this? Like, who are you?
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, that would be my California partner, a partner that moved here from California that somehow, for some reason, thinks people in Tennessee likes vegan.
It was.
donuts.
Listen, I learned my.
Just eat a normal donut and just enjoy it.
I learned from my mistakes. But what I was saying is, it's so funny that because everything you just listed that you do in your social media is literally a newsletter. Like
it is.
that's what's funny.
It.
But for everybody listening, again, as long as he does the follow up and it reaches, it's okay not to do a newsletter. If he just doesn't resonate, that what happens is that a lot of agents, they don't resonate with something, so they don't do anything. You go, this doesn't work, but this does. And that's so important. That's a difference, because I know people who have used you to try to use you as an excuse to not do their follow-up. And I go, listen, because I know you also have poker night. You also do bonfires. You do birthday parties. You invite your own clients to your birthday party.
I've hosted a poker night at my house for 8 years as well. So every single week, it's on Wednesdays. Usually play from about 6 to 10:30, 11 o'clock or so. Literally every week. But I've become friends with all those guys. It was my former neighborhood. So look at this. So I hosted a weekly poker night in my former neighborhood. Also, the top listing agent in my former neighborhood, and still the top listing agent in my former neighborhood. So all you got to do is get to know people and then stay consistent with that follow-up over
and that's
over
the
over.
point. It's like when they look at you and they go, oh, Chris doesn't do follow-up. Chris isn't doing this. I'm like, kickball, 24 weeks a year. That's 24 touches in follow-up. Then he adds them in social media, which means he has passive follow-up where they're subliminally getting it. Then he's got his poker night and he's following up with them every week. Then he's got the birthday party. I know I was there at your birthday party and you had some of your clients. And that, to me, that is just wild. Like, it's brilliant, but it's wild because I'm like, why doesn't every real estate agent use their birthday as a great opportunity to bring their clients into something and make money from your birthday now?
My birthday party was pretty fun too.
It was a blast, by the way. It was.
So I had a big band. We had, I don't know, probably 50 people here. I invited probably 150. And
hey, 30% show up rate is fantastic.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So invited somewhere between 125, 150 people, and invited clients, friends, coworkers. Didn't care. Everybody's invited. One of my friends smoked a couple butts, had a ton of barbecue. I'm kind of redneck, so I had a American flag birthday cake because that was cool.
And the nail game.
Yeah, so we played hammer slogging. I had axe throwing, cornhole, and it's just a good big time. I live on acreage, so I can do what I want. And huge bonfire, and I called it Chris Rain's Big Ass Honky Tonk Birthday Bash.
You know your audience.
And know my audience. Everybody's there having fun. I got several clients here from California. Literally, one of my clients from California was on her own social media And I saw it the next day, and she's got her phone. She's like, I'm out here
Dang.
at my real estate agent's birthday party in Tennessee. This is how they do it in Tennessee at the big bonfire. And she's showing everything. So literally, just bring people out, let them experience what it's like to hang out with you, to have fun, to be a friend, and she's a great that particular person's a great referral source. Like I'm getting a couple referrals a year from her alone. Like that entire family.
That's huge.
I think I've done 7 deals with that entire family as well, because they all started coming.
So to kind of like wrap this up for everyone listening, like you don't have to do what works for someone else. You just have to find something that works for you, but you can't do nothing. Oh, well, I tried the newsletter. Chris could have given up, but he said, that doesn't work. Let me find something that will. And look at every opportunity to bring people to be a part of someone's life, bring them into your life. And that serves as follow-up, because if you're intentional and you're investing in them, they feel that. If you're listening to their life and they're listening to your life, real estate will come up, guys. Don't worry. It's going to come up.
So that same lady that I talked about that was videoing while she was here, she's also a hairdresser. She now cuts my wife's hair. She's Polish, and I had a European client, not from Poland, but I believe next door, that moved here from Alaska along with her husband. Okay. She's here. I actually stopped by her house yesterday to pick up my lockbox after they were moving in. I took her crumble cookies. So her and the kids had crumble cookies, picked up my lockbox, greeted them to the house. We're sitting there and we're talking, and she said, you remember that Polish lady that cuts hair? She said, do you mind to go ahead and give me that phone number? So I gave her the phone number. I also went ahead and texted my Polish client and said, hey, I've got another European client that just moved here from Alaska that needs their haircut and could use a new friend.
Dang. You are a matchmaker, man.
It's just connecting that. And you know what's going to happen is she's going to go get a haircut. They're going to hit it off. They're going to be friends now. And that community is close knit between them. A lot of foreigners, a lot of Europeans do like connecting with other Europeans. They have different, kind of a different kind of vibe. Great people. Literally, I didn't realize that I was a Polish serving agent, but I served a huge Polish population. Like I said, like 7 deals with this family between the parents, grandparents, cousins, like all these. Everybody moved here, and I basically became the honorary Polish family member agent or non-Polish.
I love it.
Agent.
So for any agent that's listening right now, and is kind of uncertain about how to look at their life and turn it into what you're talking about, I'm going to be bold here and ask something. Can they reach out to you and just say, hey, Chris, I do this activity. How do I?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I've become really good at is taking agents and training them. Like, all right, if you want to do this and you want to do this at a high level, this is how you do it. So I got a guy that's like, look, man, I want to make money from getting on the ski slopes and skiing. All right, great. If you really want to make money from getting on the ski slopes and skiing, you need a fully tricked out branded onesie ski suit and a helmet that's branded. That way, when and you get in the singles line, everybody's going to see your ski suit and they're going to be like, man, that thing's cool. And they're going to see it says real estate agent, and they're going to bring up conversations about your ski suit because it's cool. And they're going to be starting conversations with you. Yeah. You know how I know this? Because I have a onesie ski suit that's pretty cool. It doesn't have real estate stuff on it, but every time I wear it, I get a lot of compliments.
Yeah. I love it.
And not that I'm the best skier in the world, but it was a pretty cool trick.
So what's the best way that someone listening right now can connect with you?
Add me on Facebook or shoot me a Facebook message.
So Chris Rains on Facebook.
Rains on Facebook.
Awesome.
You can give me a call on my cell phone. Personal cells 865-684-3603. So
dang, the real deal right there.
You can email me, chrisrainsrealtor@gmail.com. Everything is branded at
Facebook,
point.
Guys. He's really good on Facebook, though. Then you'll get to see some of his content and you can steal it.
Yep, you can repurpose my content. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. You're very giving. I definitely. Well, man, this was awesome. I I think it was so cool to just break down your process and learn about how you take kickball and you added 45K a year to your business. And then for those who don't know, because I feel like validation is very important. So go ahead and share, if you don't mind, how many deals did you close last year and how many are you on projected to close this year total?
I don't know the projections for this year. I know for July and August, I think I got 12 personal closings, not including the team for July and August. 92 last year was myself and the team. So from there, I can go all the way back to start from square one and show you how I've increased every single year. So it was 22, 45, 69, 77, 92.
Dang.
We'll see if we crack 100 this year.
Yeah.
So every year it's gone up so far.
Yeah. So for those listening, you're not just listening to a guy who only closed 5 deals in a year, which by the way is still more than average. You're listening to a guy who closed infinitely more and does it consistently every year. You consistently are growing your business and expanding what you do.
And I don't buy leads.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome to see, especially again, like kickball, man. The first time you told me that, I was just like, what? But then we talked about it, right? We broke down the process. Then I'm like, duh, that actually makes a lot of sense. So, man, I can't thank you enough for just making time to share this with agents, because this is the kind of content that I think needs to be out there, which is this very practical application. We're not talking about go spend $7,000 to set up this and then you have to go and like be extraordinary. It's just like, just go and be personable. Like you said, just go and be a part of their life and invest in them, invest in your relationships. Like, so I think it was really, really awesome. So thank you, Chris, just for
taking You can go be extraordinarily personable.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Well, seriously, man, thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate you.